Poofers builds. And why, if we're doing a build video, do we have all my builds already out and in display? Well, I thought it would be a good idea to look back at some of the designs that I've made and kind of talk about them and introduce another build that I'm going to start. And this is probably the best way to do it. So, for the longest time, I have had a hell of a time trying to make a tier 1 CV. Dare I say, it's been quite impossible. And I mean that in the best possible way. Oh my god, this is as close as I got with the Pearl Drake. Seriously. And even on that. Oh my god, I love it, don't get me wrong, but it's too big. So, I thought, okay, let's do small. Let's look back at one thing that I actually did try really hard to make a tier 1 CV. And the first attempt was this thing, and of course it wasn't a tier 1 by any stretch of the imagination. It wasn't anywhere near that. If you can look at the engines, you can tell right away with the thruster, regular, large, that didn't make the cut. But this is probably the most advanced, and it's nothing to sneeze at, even though it looks kind of silly, especially with this front piece up here. It actually is one of my more advanced designs. It looks hideous. I'm sorry, it looks absolutely hideous. But it works. And what do I mean? Oop. As I plummet to my death. And what do I mean by that? Well, this has everything that you could need. It has constructors, it has the gravity generators, it's got a kitchen and bathroom area. On here, it's got the bedrooms. On here, it's got a med bay. Oh my god. This thing has it all. Has, crew lounge, if you will, mess hall. Now this is one of the engine rooms. It has a polarized shield, tier 1, but still. For something that small, yeah, you better believe it. We're underneath the polarized shield. I thought it was kind of nice to have the shield emitters there. And as we go further up, we can even get into main engineering. Yeah. This was... I was so proud of this engine room, you have no idea. Like with the glass floor... The everything here, I was just so proud of. I'm so happy with it. Absolutely. And the way I was able to squeeze a warp drive into this thing. Yes, there's a warp drive in here that you're going to see. But the only way to get to it is on the other end, because it literally sucks up the entire corridor. It sucks up the whole corridor over here. Look at that. It is just something to behold. Oh my god, I have never once. Oh, it's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And you got the O2 tanks here as well. And this is a very advanced design. But it's nowhere near tier 1. So, we move on to the Pearl Drake, which was supposed to be tier 1, and even got really, really close. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. The only problem I found was I couldn't do it. It's too big, ladies and gentlemen. And because it was too big, it had too much mass. Because it had too much mass, I had to make sure that it got kitted out with some decent thrusters, along with everything else that it needed. And because it was so big, I tried my best with the thrusters. We used the small thrusters. We didn't really spurg out too much. We used the medium thrusters. But in the end, it just was not enough. Even then. And you have room for like a warp core right in here, a warp drive. I keep saying warp core. A warp drive, a pentaxic tank, a shield generator. You have all of that room for that. It's more almost tier 2 than it is tier 1. And it's a pretty hollowed out ship, right? Very small. It had to be hollowed out because, you know, mass equals weight, weight equals volume, volume equals I want to stab my face. So I got close. I think it's safe to say I did not succeed, but I got close. So now, I'm thinking we need to make another attempt. A true attempt. And no, we're not going to have any of this crap. It's going to be as basic can be. It's going to be as small can be. It won't, absolutely not, have a landing bay for any SVs. Okay, it's going to act as your very first mobile base. And I don't know how we're going to do it. And that is where we're going to start this new series as we build a CV. The requirements by the Lentesian Navy, the requirements are as follows. It has to be a tier 1 ship. It can be as basic can be. Weapons are optional, though preferred. It cannot or does not need to be moddable, meaning we don't need to worry in any stretch of the imagination about being able to add futuristic tech. This is not going to be used in any role other than being expendable. We will not even worry about a warp drive or pentaxid tanks. We're going to make this challenge as simple as possible. It's going to be drop dead, the smallest CV that we can make it. And in turn, it is going to be the simplest. Nothing flashy. It's going to just be a simple design. Now, I've had simple designs before. They work out okay. This is going to be as practical as possible. It's not going to be anything flashy. It's just going to function, and it's going to get us from point A to point B. And that's it. That's all it's going to do. That's all it's going to be designed for. So, we're going to need to start. Using the Pearl Drake as a base. And you know what? I think I'm going to take her for a spin and get her away from this cluster. Now, we're not going to copy and paste the Pearl Drake. No, no, no. It does look nice, though. It really does. Exterior-wise, at least. Interior is kind of bland, but exterior-wise, it looks really nice. Looks really nice. I just wish it would function better. But, you know, it doesn't have to really be all that flashy. The Pearl Drake was designed as a Tier 1 ship. And that's what it's going to do. But I think what we can do here, and what we're going to do, is all my designs have this section right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to design a starship without any rings. And I don't know if I want to copy and paste this. I said I wouldn't, but I really love the look of that. It screams advanced. So that might be something that we can consider. It's definitely something that I would be looking forward to looking into. Now, we're not going to have a hangar bay, so we don't have to worry about fighters landing in the ship. This thing is just supposed to be a mobile base. And as mobile as it is, it's going to be simple. We're not going to tack on anything larger than a small thruster. And it's going to be as basic can be. So, the first thing we're going to need is a core. Or better yet, a starter. So we find our starter, which is our capital vessel starter. We cannot design any starship without a starter. We can't design hovercraft, we can't design SVs, we can't do anything without a starter. So, now that we've got our starter in place, we're going to choose our blocks. We're not going to go combat steel. We're not going to go hardened steel. We're going to go steel blocks. I don't like using steel blocks as a general rule, but for this build, I will make the exception. And there we go. Hold on. N. Symmetry plane. We're going to go YZ. Now that we have this, we need to flesh out the bridge. I think we might need a little bit more room, but we're not going to go too crazy. So there we go. There we go. We got that in there. Nice little plus. That'll give us it'll give us a general idea of what we want. Now, unlike previous builds where we have a bridge on top, this won't have a bridge because it's going to be tiny. It's also not going, you know what, I really want that center section. I really want that center section. It looks amazing. So we are going to go into our select mode. We're going to copy this. I do. I really do. I like the placement right there. N and paste. And then we go back to symmetry plane. And we start hollowing this thing out. This section, of course, is going to be deleted and yeeted as well. And you know what? I don't think you guys came to see me like delete and yeet. So here's what we're going to do. I am going to start this, and I will see you guys when I am done hollowing out this exact ship. Okay, now that that's hollowed out, we need to work on our basic overall shape. And since we're not going to go hog wild on anything here, that might be a more simple process than we think. There we go. So now that we have a teeny weeny little, I don't know what the hell this is. You know, it's something. It really is. It's something. I mean, at least we have something to start with, right? We've got pretty much what we already know is going to be the bum of the ship, and this is going to be the front of the ship. And that's it. Now, we should be wondering about how big this thing is going to be, and from the looks of it, it's not going to be that big. And if it's not going to be that big, here we go. Kill that. Off with his head. I'm going to extend this by 3. What I'm doing is basically giving me an overall shape from which to work with. And I'm shrinking it down gradually because I need to know what my structure is going to pretty much look like, you know? I think I might squeeze it in by 1 here, and that's where we're going to take it with that. And that's going to be, this front part here is going to be our bridge. As you can see, it's going to be small. It's going to be about, size 2. You'll have some room, but not a lot to really do much. The back area here, as I'm seeing it, is getting progressively smaller as we go. So right here at the section of 5, we spring it in. And Bob's your uncle. That's going to be our engine section. I extended by too. But we're not really looking for a lot in terms of size, obviously. So, we've got a basic exoskeleton. We've got the interior hollowed out for what we need to mess around with on this new Tier 1 ship. We do have a bunch of Tier 1. These are thrusters, right? I think I might leave them on because we're going to need... since they're there already, it makes my job a hell of a lot easier. Otherwise, I like this design as it stands. I think this is where we're going to end the video. I think I've, gone on dribbling long enough. In the next episode, we're going to flesh this ship out even more, okay? And it's going to look a lot better than what it is now. Right now, it's just, a basic piece of floating space trash. In the next few episodes... possibly, the next 5 episodes, we'll be able to flesh it out to a point where it'll actually look like a starship. Like something that people would want to fly around in. Yeah, I know, I'm pretty excited too. As per usual, guys, we're doing the naming contest for the CB as well. Once again, I do not take joke posts, I do not take, joke names. Only serious names will be accepted. If we get a lot of names... what's going to happen, is I'll pick the top 3, right? And you guys will be able to vote on them on Twitter, on my Twitter account. I'll make a poll, and you guys can vote on it. Just like, every time that we make a CV, an SV, an HV, that's how we're going to do it. So yeah, I'll have the official rules posted at the end of this video and every subsequent video. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, everyone. Hey, everybody, I need you, yes, you, to like and subscribe to my videos. It really helps me out in the algorithm. And you know what? If you want, leave a comment. And just stay tuned for more awesome content from me. Okay? Take care, everyone.